Yes, the Ohio housing market is, in fact, shifting. But honestly, it's always shifting. It's just shifting in a different direction than we're used to seeing. But no, as I said in the opening, the sky is definitely not falling. We are not crashing into a buyer's market, in spite of what you may be reading on social media or on your news feeds or wherever. So in Ohio, prices are still up. Prices are still climbing, anywhere from 1.5 to about 4%, depending on which market you're in. Median sales price is running right about $335,000 right now, up about 1.8% over the same period as last year. Another interesting fact is that days on market, shocker, are climbing. Okay, well, that's probably not a huge surprise, but not as much as some might think. Certainly in certain areas, they're climbing faster than others, but across Ohio, last year for the first 6 months of the year, average days on market, in other words, the day you went on the market active started showing to the day you went under contract. This is not until closing. Once you go pending, the days on market clock generally stops, at least in Ohio. So 28 days last year from opening bell to contract. And then in 2025, that number has edged up to 34 days. So depending on how you look at it, it's up about 15 to maybe 27%, depending on which market you're in, from the same period last year. Now, this number, inventory, is what's probably driving almost all of this. And whether it's chicken or egg, you make that call. But inventory is up anywhere from 14 to 36% across the state. So inventory is climbing at a pretty good clip. We're sitting on roughly a maybe 2.5 months supply of homes, which compared to the last few years is up pretty significantly. So buyers have a lot more choices now. And we'll talk about what all this means here in a little bit.